Behind me is the town of Torres del Río in Navarra, on the French way of St. James. It is a municipality that we pilgrims will cross from east to west. This town is home to one of the most remarkable monuments on the entire Camino de Santiago and is one of the least known. I'm sure everyone has heard of the Yunate Chapel, that octagonal church in the middle of the field, mysterious, near Puente la Reina. Well, in Torres del Río we will find a church with a more perfect octagon. The thing is that today it goes a little unnoticed being in a closed and narrow urban center. That's why when you come to Torres del Río, you must stop and visit the Church of the Holy Sepulcher. The Holy Sepulcher of Torres del Río is already 800 years old and was built to resemble the temple of the Holy Sepulcher that existed at that time in Jerusalem. Since they couldn't bring photos from Jerusalem, they came with the plans of that church memorized and built this chapel. It has remained hidden here for centuries. It went so unnoticed that until the 20th century, historians did not realize its humble presence. At first, they thought it was a work of the Templars. Afterwards, the research provided new possibilities, but what is known for certain is that the builder sought to create the best possible replica of the Church of the Holy Sepulcher in Jerusalem. Unfortunately, even today's pilgrims pass through Torres del Río without noticing its presence if the conversation is lively. From the road, it may seem like a chapel or a strange apse, but if we look closely, there are so many striking details that we quickly realize we are facing a different construction. Once inside, the first thing that surprises us is its vault. Such an interwoven set of ribs originates from the Mosque of Cordoba, and both at the time it was built and now it evokes the Orient. In reality, the entire temple takes us to the Holy Land. In fact, on one of the capitals, a small representation of the Church of the Holy Sepulcher of Christ was carved, and the building of Torres del Río greatly resembles this miniature from the outside. Its layout, its 3 levels of height, its arches and window, all of it just like that temple in Jerusalem. Why these buildings with an octagonal layout? Possibly it will never be known. Perhaps they wanted to stand out and boast about a church similar to the most important one in Christianity. In fact, the inscription "Mi fecit," which means "made me," suggests that its architect was pleased and proud. When we enter this church, we go back 800 years to discover what that temple that housed the tomb of Jesus Christ might have been like. Fortunately, it has reached us very well, as if it were an authentic medieval photograph. In the Buen Camino de Santiago app, you will find the schedules and fees to visit it when you pass by here. Buen Camino